Hello gamers, so it seems that the others category is not something that people really review. This is the secondaries other category, and today I will be ranking, in my opinion, all of the guns in the others category. Also check out this 100% accuracy double kill montage with all the guns in this video. In my opinion, the worst gun in the others category is the sawed-off shotgun. There's really nothing going for this gun other than the fact that it's a sawed-off and it has an instant burst. It has 2 rounds, no ability to have a +1, no ability to have any more bullets, does really low damage for what it is. Its damage ranges suck, its multis are like average for a shotgun, and its aim choke is horrendous. It's really just not good in any way. It's very hard to hit one-shots, even with birdshot at point-blank range, and using this thing on burst is basically the same thing as a thumper, but a thumper is way easier to use. So overall, I would say that the sawed-off is probably the worst one. It doesn't do a lot of damage, and the thing about it is that it doesn't even have that much reserve or anything that makes it really anything too special. Like the muzzle velocity, it's whatever, man. It's literally just a Stevens DB, but worse. A lot of the others guns are kind of like this, like the SFG and the Obrez, but at least those guns hold some kind of resemblance to the original gun. This one does, but it's just straight up way worse. You know, at least the SFG can limb kill to the same range as the BFG, and the Obrez can at least headshot kill ranges. This thing is just really bad. Kind of loses everything, and there are some guns on this list that are basically better in every way to this gun. I would say that this gun is not necessarily bad, but it is pretty bad. I don't think it's good in any way, and it might be like in the top worst guns in the game just because it fits no place in the entire game. Now let's get on to the next spot. Next up on this list, we have the M79 Thumper. The M79 Thumper, however, is a decent gun. However, it does have a very big downside. The reason that I put this higher than the sawed-off is because the sawed-off basically cannot one-hit kill. For some reason, it just doesn't kill people. However, the Thumper can actually kill with 3 pellets to about 60 studs and has 10 pellets instead of the regular 8. Even with buckshot, the sawed-off cannot kill with 3 pellets. This gun only has 1 bullet in a mag, but honestly, the sawed-off is going to be used on burst anyways, so it's basically just a better sawed-off. The reloads and stuff aren't that good, the damage ranges aren't amazing, but it does have a place in the game as a gun that can actually kind of kill people pretty far. Another interesting thing to note is that the M79 Thumper, at least with the regular ammo type, can have a 1.5 times headshot multiplier. This is because this gun isn't technically a shotgun. It fires 10-22 long, and that makes it actually kind of interesting because it can have a regular headshot multiplier, and in this case, it has a higher than regular headshot multiplier at 1.5 times, which means that you can actually hit people very hard. I think you can even kill with 2 pellets in CQC to the head. The main downsides of this gun is that it shoots very slow. It says it has a 90 RPM fire rate, but that isn't true because the reload time is so incredibly long. But if you can hit those shots, it will kill people pretty far. Honestly, I've killed people from like 80 studs away with 1 hit. Not really had that much problem with it because it has 10 pellets that can kill with 3 of those 10 pellets up to 60 studs. I do have a full video on this gun, and it's one of the few guns on this list that I actually have a full video on. So if you want to check it out, I might have it in the description, but you can just look through my videos and hopefully find it if I didn't put it in the description. Next up on this list, we have the Saiga12-U. The Saiga12-U is basically a baby Saiga, and default ammo and everything, it isn't that crazy. However, it does go really hard for some reason. When I was using it, I was kind of popping off with it. It has 350 RPM, but only has 3 bullets in a magazine with a +1. but it can kill people with one shot very easily for some reason. I think it's because the spread is actually really, really solid, and it shoots so fast that you can just hit a second shot if you really need to and take somebody out. This does have an extended mag and a whole bunch of different conversions, but with all the things default, it isn't really anything too crazy. If it did have an extended mag and everything, and you were looking at all these guns with full attachments, I would say that the Saiga 12 might be higher on the list. However, it does take out people pretty fast, and the reload time is actually really fast for what it is, considering the Saiga 12 has a really long reload. I bet you with the extended mag, it will have a longer reload, but it will have 8 or 9 bullets inside of it, and that is a lot more than 2 or 3. The multis aren't really that good. It's just a regular shotgun multis. The muzzle velocity is pretty high, and the penetration depth is normal. Suppression is meh. So overall, it's just kind of a sawed-off Saiga 12. Not really anything crazy or too different from the Saiga 12. And if you do have a full loadout on this gun, it can basically be a secondary Saiga 12, which is why people kind of rate this gun really high sometimes, and it is a really, really good gun. But the final couple guns on this list, I would say, are probably better. Next up on this list is the SFG 50. I know I put the SFG 50 pretty high up, and I'll kind of explain it. First off, the SFG 50 does 100 damage in CQC, which means it can limb kill to 50 studs. That's the same distance as the BFG can, which is really, really good. The reason that I think the BFG is really fun is because it can limb kill pretty far, and the SFG can limb kill just as far. After that, the SFG loses its limb kill, but like I said, the BFG would lose its limb kill at 50 studs as well. The SFG loses its torso kill at 210 studs, but it can torso kill to 210 studs, which is pretty good. Its muzzle velocity isn't anything too crazy. It's actually 2,000 studs per second, which is pretty low, and that means it's going to have a lot of drop, but it does have 10 studs of penetration depth and an okay torso multi, I guess, and a 3 times headshot multiplier, which means it can headshot kill all ranges and does 85 limb and about 90 torso all ranges, which is pretty good. I think it does about 96 damage torso all ranges to be exact, but it can torso kill to 210 studs. It also has a little bit better movement and ADS times than the BFG does, and overall I would say that it's more useful than the BFG because it's a secondary, and I've used it a little bit too much for what it is, and I would say that it's decent, but not quite as good as I kind of thought it was when I was using it. I don't think it's anything too special, and I would probably recommend you use something like an XIX instead, because you can just torso kill people in CQC, and I guess kind of snipe with it, but that's not really what a secondary is for. I would say that this gun is good on Mirage if you have like a really CQC oriented gun and you kind of want a pocket sniper, but there is a gun higher on this list. Spoiler alert, it might be number 1, which is pretty much better than the SFG as a pocket sniper rifle. This gun's pretty good though. I mean, it can limb kill, but other than that, it's meh. And it kind of is a better thumper in a way because it can limb kill, torso kill really far, headshot kill all ranges, and has better muzzle velocity than the Sponge M79. So I would say it's probably way higher up than the M79 thumper is. At the number 2 spot, we have the Serbu shotgun. The reason that I put the Serbu shotgun so high is that in some ways it's kind of a better Saiga12-U. The extended tube gives it up to 6 round capacity, but regularly it has 2 or 3. And it only has 100 RPM, but it has a lot more suppression, more muzzle velocity, I believe, way better damage ranges, and it has a really good aim choke. Like, I don't know why, but this thing can really one-shot pretty far. But the thing is, it's still a really balanced gun. Like, people complain about the ranges of shotguns, but this thing is a reliable one-shot in CQC and a very unreliable anything in LRC because it's only supposed to be a pocket shotgun for CQC. There's a guy in front of you, you pop him, he dies. It usually does that. It will usually kill somebody because for some reason you just hit your pellets with it. Unlike the sawed-off, unlike sometimes the thumper, I guess the Saiga12-U also hits its pellets, but this thing, in my opinion, is probably just better overall than the Saiga12-U. But the Serbu shotgun being good is not something that people just don't know about. Everyone knows the Serbu shotgun is good. This thing is pretty highly rated among, I guess, all secondaries in general, and people say it's really good because it is really good. It's a really good secondary, dude. Like, give it a go. Extended tube is a really good thing. I usually use Delta muzzle brake green laser extended tube, but you can basically use any loadout and pretty much pop off with this. Just if you're going to use a shotgun, don't use a suppressor. Thanks. The final gun in this list, yeah, shocker, it's the Obrez. And you're probably wondering, why would I put the Obrez above all these other guns that are secondaries, and why is this gun even good at all? Well, first off, it has 80 RPM, which is higher than the Mosin for some reason. It does 50 damage in CQC to 100 studs, and 40 damage in LRC. So basically, you can 2-hit limb in CQC to 100 studs, you can 2-hit torso all ranges, and you can 1-hit head all ranges. This has 5 bullets and 80 RPM, which if you didn't realize, the SFG only has 1 bullet. And this thing basically just 2 hits all ranges. So yeah, you're not going to be able to 1-hit as far as the SFG or at all in CQC, but if you just hit somebody in the head, they die all ranges, and if you hit somebody 2 times, basically anywhere, you can hit 1 limb and 1 torso, and you can kill someone. This thing is really, really strong. I don't know why people don't know about it. You can put an extended mag on it. You can even put 8mm on it, but I don't think that's that good on it. It comes with a PU1. You can put a straight pull on it. It basically is the ultimate pocket sniper. It's even got a long barrel, I think, and like a long stock or whatever, and extended mag, and you can kind of make it kind of like a Mosin. But overall, I would say that this thing is really, really strong. I don't know why people don't use it. Maybe because it's a high rank. It's higher even than the XIX, which is kind of saying something. It has 4 studs of pen. It has 1500 muzzle velocity, which is really, really low. But yeah, you have 5 bullets. You can kind of compensate for it. And it's not really that good in super long range, so it's pretty good. And you can shoot it really, really fast in CQC and just kind of kill people in hip fire. And you have 5 bullets. It's kind of like just a little baby Mosin. And it kind of works pretty similar to the Mosin, although the Mosin can 2-hit limo ranges. If you have this thing unlocked, give it a go. This is probably my top pick for others, but it doesn't mean that it's like a crazy secondary, because I think most of the secondaries that are good are in the revolvers and pistol category, not the others. The others category only has like really niche weapons that are really quirky and weird and don't really fit in the main guns, and that's why they're in others. It's just these shotgun secondaries and these pocket snipers in here. And the Obrez is probably the best one. Not saying that it's anything super crazy, but I would give it a go since you can headshot kill all ranges. That's pretty good. You have 5 bullets and 80 RPM. But yeah, that kind of rounds out the video. I'm sorry if I didn't sound like super like hyped or anything. It's just because my voice is a little bit like less emotionful. That makes sense. It's less emotional, whatever. It's because I'm tired, and even though my voice sounds monotone like usually, it sounds even more monotone now because I'm so tired, and I'm probably gonna take a nap soon. But I wanted to make a video, and this is the video, and I spent a long time on it. So if you could like sub and stuff, that would be epic. I think this turned out pretty good though. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Yeah, peace.